Hello, my beautiful people. My name is Lynn. I'm sorry. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video, and it's kind of crazy because I'm looking at myself, but then the camera's up here, so like I don't know what to do. First and foremost, I would like to say welcome. This is like my little corner where I get to talk about kind of life. How's it been going so far with Zepbound? And if there's any questions, just ask. I'm an open book. I've always been very honest with everybody. Anybody and everybody. Like, if people know me, they know that I don't shy away from anything. So, I have been on Zepbound for the past 10 weeks, and I am down 35 pounds. So, a little bit of background about me. I'm from New York. Hopefully my accent is not crazy, because a lot of people say, oh, New York accent is crazy. Alright, I'm rambling. My bad. So, I've been on Zepbound for 10 weeks. The reason why is because I've always been like an overweight girl. I'm 5'1". Little thickums. I got a wagon in the back. Anyways, so I just decided that I did not want to carry this weight into my 30s because I was so tired of the aches, the pains. I want to get out and do things, but I don't have the confidence because my weight has always held me back. So I'm gonna start things with a year ago. So a year ago I was 217 pounds. I went to my doctor for a physical. She did recommend the injections. I said, no, let me try to do this on my own. At the time, I was going to Puerto Rico. I wanted to see how much weight I can lose in that time on my own. And, I was completely against it. And at the time, because I didn't do the research. Nobody really does the research sometimes. It's scary. You're giving yourself an injection. You hear about all these symptoms and you don't realize that it's manageable until you get there. So I was able to do a little bit of weight loss. Like, I went down from 217. I went down from 186. From 217 to 186 at the time. Completely plateaued, okay? Everything I did, nothing. And then, life happens. You get a little depressed, and sometimes you use food to cope, and I went off the rails. But then even before then, I would get like these hunger pains. I was always hungry. And I was always mad because I was hungry. It was times that I would come out of work and I'd be like, baby, I gotta go to the supermarket and get me something. I'm craving something. I want ice cream. I'm gonna make me something. It was always something, some concoction I was making because I was craving it, and I just did not have a handle on my eating habits at all. So, fast forward to a couple months ago, around, I would say January of 2026, I decided, you know what, I'm going off the rails. I gained back all my weight. I was so upset with myself, and I really decided, you know what, let me do research on GLP-1s and kind of see what I can do with myself, like see what, like, how do I say it? Don't mind me. Sometimes I forget what I want to say. Don't mind me. But I just wanted to weigh the pros and the cons, like just weigh all my options before I decided, you know what, I'm going to do it. So I was doing a little bit of research on Zepbound, and of course I was watching videos on YouTube. I'm going to watch YouTube. A lot of my research was YouTube based. I want to see how it affected people in a positive and a negative way. And there's a lot of amazing women that have been on this Zepbound journey, and I kudos to them, you know. Kudos. I'm gonna get there one day, girl. I'm gonna get there one day. But, you know, so I decided to do a doctor's appointment, like not necessarily physical or anything. I decided to do like a follow-up. I, emailed my doctor and I said, listen, it's not working for me. I need help. And it took me a long time to realize that I really truly needed help. Like, it was affecting me in so many ways, like the sleep apnea. Like I was like, the heart palpitations, like I'm waking up like like it was a lot, you know. The snoring was getting crazy, and I'm 5'1". I'm a tiny girl. Like it shouldn't be like that, you know. And I I just decided, let me just email her. Let me let's just do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of this. I am 29 years old. I refuse to allow my weight to carry into my 30s because I'm 29, no kids, I'm not married or anything, you know, I'm single. If y'all looking for me, y'all looking for me. Hey, dudes, yeah. Anyways, so I, I was thinking about the future. Like, what if I decided I wanted to have kids? My weight was going to be an issue, you know? And I just wanted to show a good quality of life for myself, and I wanted to be a good example. I have a 13-year-old sister. Yeah, I know, my mom is crazy, but it's alright. I love her to death, though. And I want to show my sister, this is how you take care of yourself. This is how you pour into yourself. Because I've spent so much time pouring into others. That is going to be another video, because I'm going to talk. Because I'm tired of people. Anyways, so back in April 2026 was my initial appointment with my doctor. So when I weighed in, I was 213 pounds. Mind you, I was trying to lose the weight and it was fluctuating. Like the day before, it was 208. I promise you, it was 208. And I ate something that morning and 213. I was mad as hell in the doctor's office. And my doctor looking at me like, I bet you want those injections now, huh, shorty? Like, come on, babe. So I decided, so I weighed in or whatever, and yeah, 213. So I was telling my doctor, I'm starting to develop symptoms of sleep apnea, and it's kind of affecting my sleep a bit. So I believe one of the conditions to be approved for Zepbound is sleep apnea. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Don't do too much on me, okay? But yeah, I believe it's one of the conditions. And then of course, baby, I was obese, class 2, and it was too much for me to handle. It was too much. And I had to wait for the approval. Thank God I have great insurance. Thank God that my insurance covers everything. Like it covers the cost. So thank God for my job and the insurance I got for my job. So a week later, I get my first box. And that first night I got my box, I'm not gonna lie, I freaking cried. Because I was so ready. I was so ready for this new lifestyle change that I was going to, fulfill for myself, And that night, thank God, because I was mad as hell, I weighed in at 208 pounds. So my starting weight, that same night I took my Zepbound shots, I was 208 pounds. And yes, I do take my injections every Tuesday at night. I just feel like I can sleep off the symptoms And I'm saying, because sometimes it's just, it works for me because I do work on my feet constantly. I'm constantly moving at my job, lifting and stuff like that. I did not want to deal with the brunt of the symptoms while I'm working, you know. And it's not a sedentary job. I work at an animal lab facility. I work with a lot of laboratory animals. We're on our feet all day. We're lifting heavy all day. It's a lot of manual labor that goes into it. So I did not want that to be a factor for me. That first night, I was up every hour. I don't know if it was the anxiety that I took the shot or what, but I was up every hour that night. And then I was sleeping flat. And then all of a sudden, I woke up choking. And I didn't realize, like, I was choking. Like, I'm coughing up something, but it's not nothing. And it just feels like pins in my throat. Baby, that was acid reflux. Took me completely out. I called out the next day. I said, no, ma'am. I was up every hour, and then I think the last time I woke up, I was just up. And that's when I knew. I said, oh, so so it's about to be like this now? Like, oh, so the injection about to play these games? No, ma'am. So I called out. I needed a minute for me. I wanted to, like, get myself used to things. Like, I needed that day to accept what was done to myself, and for me to realize, buckle up, baby, it's time. So the acid reflux came and went, but after a while, you know, I started getting into drinking a lot of water and making sure if I'm sitting after eating, I get up and take walks for a little bit, you know, something. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I be knocked the hell out. I have habits that I still need to change. You know, I did lose 35 pounds, but my mind is still 217 pounds. So there's things I have to change. For sure. For sure. But, fatigue was a big thing. I was tired, okay? I was tired. Tired. I was over it. Over it. And then the constipation came. But it wasn't too bad. Like, for me, it's not as bad because I do take... Hold on. I do take psyllium husk. This, once a day, maybe twice if you want to be bold. It keeps you going. This right here. And then you got your little electrolytes and stuff like that. I was, drinking my electrolytes, my water, the psyllium husk. I think that's how you pronounce it, psyllium husk. Chill, you know. I was going, okay? And still going. TMI a little bit, but we gotta go. What do you want me to tell you? You know, it's part of the journey, you know. So, hoo-wee. Then, I think around, I want to say a little bit into week 8 or 9. No, it was week 8. I started getting a little rash around the area. And, it felt like, it looked like a mosquito bite. So I was kind of concerned. I was like, what's going on here? But then as I did research, I realized, okay, sometimes you can get injection site reactions that it's just like your body's attacking the site. So it looks like an allergic reaction. So what I have been doing is when I inject my thigh, I take a Zyrtec or something after. Yes, I forgot about that. So I do alternate my thighs. I find that my thighs are the fattest. So I'm going to inject where it's fat. Okay? The stomach I was not comfortable with. Okay? I'm just going to make it real clear. I was not going to inject my stomach. I decided the thighs was where it's at. The thighs is juicy. The thighs is fat. I'm going to inject here and here. So that's what I've been doing for the past 10 weeks. Left, right, left, right, left, right. I don't care. But the injection site reactions, it kind of scared me. I'm not gonna lie. I am not going to lie. It's been scaring me. But now that I've been taking Zyrtec for like 24 to 48 hours after, it's not as bad. I also want to say that now that I've been dropping this weight, it's so important to get into weight training. I waited a couple weeks because, I've been busy with work, and sometimes my little sister had things going on. So it was kind of hard to like navigate a schedule. But now that she's out of school, it's been easier. She doesn't have like these clubs and extracurricular activities and stuff like that. So I just went from there. I just decided to go with the flow in terms of going to the gym. So after work, I come home, I get me a little pre-workout snack. Sometimes it may be a barbell, Prime Alpha Bites brownie, and a coffee. And I'm good to go. I'm going to the gym. So what I've been doing lately is just full body, maybe, but then there's target areas like my legs, my arms, because I'm scared. I think I might have loose skin in my arms, and it's been scaring me. So I've been trying to at least work my arms a bit with a little bit of progressive overload over time. It gets easier. I just would say start slow and then just gradually start going up in weight. It's been doing great for me. The weight sometimes fluctuates. I have every single time I inject, I put which I have the dose, the injection site, the symptoms of what I'm feeling, where I injected, and it has been a life-saving thing. And I also record my weight daily. For me, I want to see how my weight fluctuates on a daily basis, because it will go down. So I inject on Tuesday. So every day I will go down like maybe a half a pound, maybe a little less than that. But then closer to the next injection, I will notice the scale will go up a little bit, maybe a pound, maybe a pound. I'm like, all right. I don't stress things like that because I understand the body fluctuates, and it's also about nutrition. Guys, high protein. Protein, protein, protein. Protein is your best friend, especially if you're going to be lifting to preserve that muscle mass. Please, please, eat your proteins. And I also, I have a little bit of carbs too, because I do like to incorporate cardio into my, weightlifting. So I will lift my weights, and then I will hit the treadmill or the elliptical or something. I have an elliptical at home. I get busy regardless. I also have, there's this fun app. It's woman based. It's called Queen Warrior. I love those workouts. Those women will work you half to death. Okay? They don't play with you. And I love it. There's days where I don't want to go to the gym. You know what? Let me get a good workout in. I have weights at home. I have a nice little workout mat. I roll out the mat and I get busy. I get to work. And it's just as effective. It is just as effective. Also, it took me a long time to see the results with myself, because when you're living in this body, like when you're living in your body that's overweight and just, you don't notice the little bit of changes. So I invested in a digital scale. Okay? Every week I measured myself, and it connects to an app on your phone, so you can record your progress as it goes. If you guys want a video on how I do it, let me know. It's super simple. I just record my weight I think I do it every Tuesday. I think I like to keep it consistent on shot days, like but when you don't see the results on the scale, don't be discouraged. Check those inches. The inches is where it's at. You may not see the results, but it's good to have that data where, how do you say this? It's just good to have the data so you can see for yourself, okay, the scale, it's a little finicky, but I'm losing a little. I lost an inch in my thigh. Each of my thighs, 1 inch. I lost like half an inch in my arms. My waist went down an inch. My hips went down an inch, you know? It's good to see those numbers, and you really like, it's like mind over matter. Like, you really start seeing the results. So right now for me, I'm starting to see the changes in my body a bit, you know? Because honestly, I'm currently 172 pounds. I have always been like 160, around that range. Then life happens, you know, college, work life, a lot of things happen, and I'm an emotional eater. So now that I'm getting closer to the weight I used to be, it's kind of like an emotional, I wouldn't say emotional, it's just like, it's like you realize like, wow, it's been so long since I've been that way, you know? And honestly, this journey has been just a godsend to me. A godsend to me. And I don't regret my decision, not one bit. Honestly, truly, not one bit. So I think when I finish my second box, before I finish my second box, I get an email from my doctor, hey, how you feel about titrating up to 5 milligrams? Because 2.5 I was used to already at that point. Like after month 1, which is like week 4, on 2.5, I had it down pat. But then I noticed the food noise was coming back. I never talked about the food noise, and I'm so backwards. Don't mind me, y'all. Bear with me. So food noise started coming back. I was always constantly thinking about my next meal. Always constantly thinking about food. I was getting a little bit hungry, and for me, it's been a struggle trying to get my protein goal in. But anywhere I can get it, I'm gonna get it. You know. But it's just like the medication will wear off maybe instead of 5 days, 4 days, and it was not cute. It was not cute. So I felt like I was ready to titrate up. To me, titrating to 5 milligrams wasn't as bad. I didn't really get like the crazy symptoms because all symptoms are manageable with your nutrition, your water intake, your electrolytes, your vitamins. And another thing, hair loss, I haven't had too much. I shed a lot because sometimes I'm not the best with my hair, honestly. So I didn't notice a lot of shedding, over shedding, and stuff like that. But I also do take hair, skin, and nail vitamins to help. So maybe it is helping. I don't know. But I don't know. It's just what works for you will work for you in this journey. And there's a lot of amazing women you can find on YouTube, and they will give you tips and tricks. And I would just say your journey is your journey. I did things my way, they do things their way, you're gonna do things your way, you know. So back to 5 milligrams. So it's been 2 weeks since I started the 5 milligrams, I'm tired as hell. The fatigue is crazy. Other than that, it's the fatigue and the injection site reaction. That's it. Injection site reaction, manageable. Fatigue, oh my God. No. But I know as I keep taking my injection once a week, it's gonna subside. It's just kicking my ass right now. I'm over it. I am so over it. But honestly, when I decided to do this journey, I told very few people. A lot of people don't know I'm on this journey. And the fact that I'm making a YouTube video about it is kind of crazy. But if they see it, they see it. If they don't, they don't. I don't owe a lot of people nada. Because I did not want the negativity. I didn't want people talking shit in the back end while I'm making myself better. I'm doing this for me. And a lot of people like to talk down and like to curse what you're doing, and I refuse to allow negativity to ruin my journey. I will always say move in silence, because a lot of people have the evil eye, and I always keep myself in prayer, because there's a lot of evil people out there. There is a lot of evil people, and there's people that will be your friend and wish bad on you. It's kind of crazy. I can make a video. I low-key want to make another video after this talking crazy, because I truly would say the people who support you on this journey, keep them close. Like the people are going to have your back and cheer you on in this journey, keep them close. They're like, your people, If you feel like you can't trust this person with your journey, don't say it. There's one more person I low-key want to tell about my journey, but I just want to keep things to myself. I feel like when you're working on yourself, nobody needs to know. That's for you, Another thing, I also like on this journey, I've been getting back into my books. As you can see, I'm getting down. I'm like building my little bookshelf or whatever. I got a lot going on. This series right here, fire. This series right here, fire. I'm waiting on book 6 and 7. It's already pre-ordered. Like, if y'all want like my thoughts on any of these series, let me know. Right here, the Crescent City book, I'm reading it right now. Fire. I've been getting back into what I used to love slowly. But I don't know what else to say. Oh my God. This has been really fun, honestly. If you guys want to know more, or if there's boxes I didn't check and questions I didn't answer, just let me know in the comments and I will gladly answer your question. Just talk to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's be real with each other, We're on this journey for ourselves, And I would like to say, things will get better, You are deserving of everything you want in life. You are the pilot. Oh God, I was about to start going crazy. Listen, what you make of life will in turn determine the rest of your life. Focus on the present so your future is set. You can control what. I'm not good with words sometimes. I'm a little crazy when it comes to mixing my words. Don't mind me. Thank you guys so much for your time. Listen, my name's Lynn, And I will see you guys next time. Oh, and if y'all rocking with y'all girl, like, comment, and subscribe. Like, share, share. I think there's a hype button now. I ain't got time sometimes. I'm still new to this stuff. So if there's a hype button, hype me up. Come talk to your girl. I'll be around. Alright. Love, y'all. It's all love here. And peace.